Hey, folks, how's everybody doing? Yes, my new way of doing the shows, but I love it when I have guests on. So I do have a guest today, but don't forget, folks, please let us know what country, city, state you are from. Thank you. I see lots of comments from members that are out there. Members have a little symbol next to their name. You can probably see it right down here. There you go. You can see next to their name that they're members of this YouTube channel, which I appreciate that. Thank you very much for you guys' support. Good to see some other faces. I'm sure that Chris and Jim invited folks over. So before I get any further along, let's go ahead and, hey, Chris and Jim, how you guys?
Hey, what's happening?
You guys are geeks on tour, aren't you?
Yes, we are geeks and we tend to tour.
You know, somebody reminded me though, we're not geeks on tour. We are the geeks on tour.
I need to put that.
We aren't just any geeks on tour. There's lots of geeks that are on tour. But we are the geeks on tour.
The geeks on tour.
But yeah, happy New Year. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too as well. First time this year having you guys on. That's a great way to start off the year as far as I'm concerned. So, and it's a topic right top of my heart there. There you go. You got it right there. I'm going to actually put you guys over in the fancy window, make sure that you guys are bigger. Because I'm just small.
There's two of us here.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, so let's go ahead and kick it off. Whatever you guys know the topic. You guys, anybody that's watching this has seen the topic. We're talking about geolocations today, so I'm excited about this one. So yeah, I see a bunch of people from your group too. I mean, a lot of people coming in, and yeah, you're loving seeing the geeks.
Yeah.
The geeks.
I love it.
Melinda's here. I'll have to show you on the map where her place is and photos from hers.
Right,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we could even show pictures of Melinda and us in New Zealand.
That too. Wow. Yeah.
That's so awesome. I love that. That's so cool. All right.
Actually, well, go ahead.
What do you want?
No, yeah, I was going to say.
I think that sounds like a perfect introduction. We will. I want to show you how I would find pictures that we took at Melinda's house. She lives outside of Reno, Nevada. So I would just open up my Google Photos and I would tap on search. There's all sorts of ways of searching. If you're looking for a particular location, then you want places. And the first tile here under places is called your map. I love this. And your map, it's the map on the top and the photos on the bottom, but you can adjust how much map and how much photos. So to find her house, now this is one thing, you can't search the map. It's right. So maybe that's a feedback.
Search an address, in other words, right? There's no way to
cannot
search an address or anything. Gotcha.
There's just no search of the map. This map is just for the placement of photos. Everywhere you see color, that's called a heat map, and that's where I have photos. So I love that. I mean, look at that. This is my bragging rights. So because we lived in an RV for 14 years, these are all the places we took photos all over the country. So I happen to know that Melinda lives, let's see, just south of Reno. Washoe Valley. It would be like right here. Then you see the pictures at the bottom from her place. Look at that view of the mountains that she has.
Beautiful.
And I can see that we were there in 2022. I can keep scrolling back and see that we were there. Took a lot of pictures in 22. She has horses.
Nice.
And a llama. This is Joey. He's my buddy. Although he doesn't necessarily like me very much. And then there's the wild horses. So, and I can keep going back and see that we were there in 2013. and more in 2013 and in 2010. So all the photos related to that spot.
So it only shows you the photos from that location. That's awesome.
Well, if you tap on it, you have to know the exact spot and then tap on it.
Yeah.
And then you can scroll through all the pictures from that spot.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
So hello, Melinda.
Cases, how did you get there?
Well, a couple times we drove our RV there, and a couple times we flew. Melinda's an old friend from back long before Jim.
Gotcha. And I'm curious, be honest with you. She says, how did you get there? Did she mean how did you get there on the device? Or how did you get there on the map? I mean, I don't know. I was just, and you may be absolutely right. You may have answered.
You just get a plane ticket. Yeah. Okay. Just to back up then. From your Google Photos main screen, you tap search. And there's all sorts of different ways to search. In this places area, the first tile says your map. So that's how, and then you have to pinch and zoom and drag around until you get to the spot that you want.
I got you. Yes.
To look at.
And that's for either device. It doesn't matter. That's
for either Android or iPhone. Yes. The Android on the right, the iPhone on the left, search,
the search
and your map.
Gotcha.
But it's not on the computer.
Yep.
That would be nice to be on the big screen.
And she said, how did you?
You didn't mean how I got to Reno, Nevada.
I drove the RV. It's okay.
That's right. What fun to wander through where photos I've gathered through the eons have been taken. Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
It is. It's just amazing.
Yep.
And now we have a heat map in Hawaii.
In Hawaii. Hawaii used to be blank.
That's so awesome.
Now it's covered.
Now more places.
Happy birthday, Jim. Because you went for your birthday, right? You went for your birthday.
We went to Hawaii for my birthday. It was thanks to Chris and
that's awesome.
All of the other folks who came along. Some of them are right here.
Some of them here joined us. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Aloha.
That's right. Well, let's move on. Let's get into the next nitty gritty of geo stuff. We're talking all about the maps and geographical locations in photos and stuff. Because if I'm not mistaken, do photos not give you a geographical location in every photo that you ever take?
No, not if you don't have the setting turned on your phone.
Good answer. There you go.
So, yeah. And there are a couple little tricks there. Shall we get into that now?
Sure. I love the book too. Yeah, I like you guys showing off the book because I actually have one of those books and it's signed.
Very good. Very good. Capturing photo locations. So when you take a photo with your phone, it can automatically stamp the GPS coordinates of where that photo was taken. But you have to make sure that setting is on. Gotcha. So let me show you actually on the phones. On the iPhone, you go into settings, and then it's considered a privacy setting. So you have to find privacy. Where did privacy go? Am I not at the okay, well, I will just search for privacy. That's my way. If scrolling through is getting so privacy and security, and then location services. But it's not just location services. I mean, they must be on. Location services must be on, but you tap there, and then you have to find camera. You have to be allowing. I went too low.
You went too low.
Okay.
There you go.
You have to allow the camera to access the location. And if you've never been in here, it will be off. because the default is to be off. So if you don't see a location when you go to your photos, check this setting.
Make sure that's on. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So on the iPhone, it's a general setting under privacy. On the Android, it's specifically a setting in the camera. So you open up camera and tap on the little gear wheel for settings in the camera. And now this might be slightly different depending on what kind of Android you have. This is a Samsung.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went into camera settings and I scroll down till I see location tags. And if that is off, then your photos are not recording where they were taken. So now a special little tip. How many of you, Michael included, do you ever get out old print photos and use your phone to take a picture of them and then let that go into your Google Photos?
Yes, I definitely do that. And I do that with the scan, whatever it's called, the Google scan one that they have.
Yeah, photo scan.
Photo scan, yes.
Okay.
I do photo scan, yep.
So let's say that you have an old photo of a trip to Mexico and you use photo scan on your phone to capture that and put it into Google Photos. What location will be on it?
Oh, interesting. Never thought about that. I never really thought about that part of it. Probably the location of where I did that.
Right. It would be at home in
Yeah.
North Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Now,
South Carolina.
I get those two confused so often.
Okay.
All the time. So that's a problem, right? Now, you can add location to photos that have no location. So photos that I took with a regular camera 20 years ago, a regular but digital camera 20 years ago that has no location, Google Photos allows me to add a location.
Oh,
but
nice.
if the photo has a location stamped by a smartphone, you cannot change it.
Oh, wow.
So if you think ahead of time, you want to turn off the location tagging when you go to photo scan your old prints. Then you can add location afterwards if you want. But if it got a location from the phone at first, then you can't.
Nice.
So, and that I only learned because of one of our members. I mean, you know this, Michael. The more you teach, the more you learn, because people share their experiences with you.
100%.
And this was one that I worked out with one of our members who was doing a lot of scanning and realized that she couldn't change the location if the phone was doing it.
So you just have to, if you've already taken it though, it's not going to do any good, right?
If you've already taken it and it has a location stamped on it from your phone's camera, you can't change it. Now there's where there's a will, there's a way. But
yeah. On my Pixel Pro 8, it's right in, if I click on the settings gear wheel, it says save location. So that it's right in the camera app, like you mentioned. So just for.
Okay, good. Save location, it says, huh? Where it says location tags on the Samsung.
Yeah, and it has a little toggle. You turn it on, turn it off, etc. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
All righty.
So that's what this slide is about.
Okay. Fantastic.
And if people need a refresher on that, video 554 tells you how to do it. And if you don't know how to get to video 554, let me show you what that is. That means going to geeksontour.com, tutorials, and all videos. And they're in here by number. So you would just scroll down until you get to 554. Now,
There you go.
now some of these are for members only. So just FYI. A lot of them are free and open for anybody, but a lot of them, especially the older ones, and this is an older one, are for members only. So viewing the location of a photo. Okay. So what else about locations, Michael?
Jolly says Pixel 7a. It's camera settings and then location as well. So it's the same one. She was just verifying that. Yeah. So location. The other thing is, what about like if you wanted to share your geolocation photos and stuff like that and that kind of thing? What would be the method or the best way or the process, or is there a way? Here we go.
Well, some people are very happy to learn, and others are not, that the default is that location is not shared. You have to change something before you share in order to make it work.
Gotcha.
And for this one, how about we go ahead and play the video?
Which one?
Yeah.
747, just like.
Let the play. There you go.
Location privacy. This is, if you like location as much as I do, then this is something to be aware of. Since it is a privacy issue and Google has to be very concerned about privacy, whenever you share a photo or an album of photos, the location is stripped by default. So if you just share a photo, the person you are sending that photo to cannot see the location. If you want them to, there is a way. So I want to show you that. Oh, on the screen there, see where it says people in this conversation can't see the photo's location. You can see it because you're looking at your photo. So it puts this notice up to let you know that the people who you sent it to can't see the location unless you turn that back on. So let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to use my Italy. A lot of you saw our Italy album. So let me explain by using the Italy album. Here's our Italy trip. I've shared it with lots of people. If I go open a photo and swipe up to see the location, I see the location. That was in Naples. But I get this message. People in this album can't see this photo's location. And this can be turned on and off and on and off. So if you're saying, wait a minute, I followed the Italy album and I was able to see location, that's because I had it on. I have since turned it back off because that's the default. Let me show you how I would turn it back on. And that is, with the album open, you tap on the three dots and options. And there it is, share photo location. Turn that on and voila. If any of you now have that album to look at, and if I swipe up, the message no longer appears that people can't see the location, and you can see the location. But wait, there's more. Jim also put some photos in here. Let me find one. Okay, so here's a photo that Jim put in. And I swipe up.
What a good looking picture too.
I swipe up and there is no map. Now I know that he's capturing locations. So I can't force his location to show up, even though I am the owner of the album. He's the owner of the photos. So let me show you. Where's your phone?
Oh, right here.
Give me your phone. I know.
This makes me nervous.
He
I don't like
doesn't-
giving her my phone.
He doesn't like to do that. No. But I will show you that album from his side. You know, I'm the owner of the album, but he contributed pictures. So I go to Google Photos, go to sharing, and there is the Italy album. And if I tap the 3-dot menu from his phone, there is also an options and to share photo location, and his is off. So location sharing is off by default. If you never touch anything, nobody's going to see locations. If you want it, you have to find where that setting is and turn it on. And the last thing is not an album. What if you just shared photos in what's called a conversation? So if I go to sharing and I scroll down here, there's these other things. I'll bet you 𝐩𝐚𝐬𝐿 is online.
Yeah, she's here.
𝐩𝐚𝐬𝐿 and I have shared photos. So here is the conversation. A conversation you can tell because it's a round circle over there rather than the square, which is an album. I tap on 𝐩𝐚𝐬𝐿. Here are pictures. I tap on the picture, swipe up, and it tells me people in this conversation can't see this photo's location. Well, that's not nice. I want her to see the location. And boy, is this hidden. What you do is tap up here at the top where it has her name and the little arrow. An arrow indicates there's more. There's something else going on here. And now I have options. And there is share photo location. So just if locations are important to you, this is something to know that you have to turn it on when you share.
That's awesome.
Doesn't it blow you away sometimes about how many little details there are to know?
Yes. And where they hide stuff.
Where they hide stuff. And then you finally find them and they change it. So,
I know.
So, yeah. I mean, on the one hand, I say that Google Photos is so simple because it can be. You just install the app on your phone, turn it on, all your photos go to Google Photos, and you can search for whatever you want, and it's all organized by date. But the more you use it, the more features you find and details about using those features.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, 𝐩𝐿, for the super sticker or super chat, whichever it was. And it is 1/24. That is the date. So that's why she always throws up whatever the date is. Yeah, no, thank you for doing that. That was nice of you. Yeah, no, that was great, Chris, because there's a lot of times when people do want to know the location specifically of certain things. Even you, I bet with so many photos that you take, you probably like, was that in such and such, or was that here, or was that?
Oh yeah. or I think of a photo in mind and I know I can't remember anything about it, when I took it, who was in it, but I remember where I was when I took it. So I can find it by going to the map.
That's fantastic.
Oh, another one. I almost forgot. One of my favorite.
Let's do it.
How many times a day do I say my favorite feature? Navigate to a photo.
I knew which one it was.
So let's say, that we want to go to this particular RV park. And I don't remember the name of it. I don't know where it is. But I took a photo of it. So let's see if I can, let me see, what's a really good example? So we went over to the west coast of Florida a while ago, St. Pete or Sarasota. Yeah. Sarasota. and we went to a restaurant out on the beach. So I'll betcha that that's it right there. I see a color on the beach near Sarasota. And so I'll look at the pictures there. And looks like that was just a beach.
Sunsets.
That was a sunset. Yeah, okay. So how about there? Okay, that was the big top, the circus. I say, yes, I want to go back there.
Ringling Brothers.
Ringling Brothers, thank you. The Ringling Brothers big show. I say, that was so cool, and we didn't have enough time, and I want to go there again. How do we get there? Swipe up, find the map, open in Maps, Google Maps, and you can use any map that you have on this device, but I'm going to use Google Maps. And go.
That's awesome.
It's taking 3 hours. Pack a dinner.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't planning on the show being on that long, but anyway.
3.5 hours. Yeah.
Nice.
But I do that all the time because, we travel all the time. So we're always going to unfamiliar places. If I take a picture, I know I can get back there wherever it may be.
We can even take pictures of our car in a parking lot if we're going to be somewhere, and we'll be able to navigate right back to it.
Yeah,
Walking
that's
directions, yeah.
Comes in handy in unfamiliar cities.
I love the ability with the map. I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool. I really wish it was a little bit, and this may be a feedback thing at the end or whatever that we can talk about, but I would love it where I could just put in an address. Where I could search the map a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Have we ever been to so-and-so's house? You can probably search for that person. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do in different ways, but it'd be nice to just be able to put that address in there somewhere. Say, this is the address, and boom. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a backwards way of doing it, but I mean,
reverse lookup.
Well, I think you're just saying that in the map that's built into Google Photos, you would like to be able to search it like you can the regular Google Maps.
Correct.
And there just is no search button. You can get to your location with a little bullseye, but there's no search for an address. Now, if you search Google Maps for an address, is there any way
that it would pull up your photos?
I know in your timeline, you can go to your timeline and see in Google Maps. Google Maps timeline will show you photos taken on any day where you were.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So you want me to show how you would leave feedback then?
Yeah, we'll save that for the end because we're
okay.
Are we close to the end or
okay?
Me, you tell me where we are.
Okay. Let me see what I had prepared here and see if we've covered everything pretty much. So, just wanted to make sure people know that I am a Google Photos product expert, designated and diamond level by Google. Kind of the same as Michael is in several products. I'm just Google Photos.
Yes.
And the Google Photos map view was video 640. And just my sample there is the Hawaii now has photos, heat maps. Capturing photo locations was turning on the settings in your photo. Oh, I didn't show how to add a photo location if your photo had none. Let me do that.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that'd be a good one.
And this works on
to do that, right? I mean, other programs don't necessarily allow you to do that, or
I think most do.
Okay.
But
That's fair.
I don't know about other cloud-based ones. You can add location when the photo is on your computer and you open up in Windows. It's one of the metadata that you can add.
Gotcha.
But let me show you how you do it in Google Photos. So if I go back to like 2007, we did not have smartphones then. So
Right.
so there was no geotagging. So if I look at, let me see a photo where I know where, oh, okay, I know where this one is. This is on Fort Lauderdale Beach. And I swipe up, there is no map. Notice what there is add a location. Now here you do have to, it has to be something that you can search for on a map. You can't see a map and say, put it right there.
Right.
So I have to, I have to say Fort Lauderdale Beach. But now Fort Lauderdale Beach is a fairly big place. But that at least gets the photo stamped in the vicinity.
Now is that saved?
Now there is a map saved with that photo, yes. However, is it saved? Yes, that location is saved in Google Photos database.
Gotcha.
But it's not saved to the metadata of the photo. And that is probably my biggest request of Google Photos. There obviously must be some technological difficulty with making that happen because I've asked for it a lot.
I hear you.
If I now download this photo to my computer, it will not have the location. But as long as it's in Google Photos, it has the location. It has a map.
Gotcha. That's kind of a good segue because this is the next section of the show that I always do, and it's called "Come On Now." I'm always asking stuff, and I told you to have a "Come On Now" ready.
Yep.
I guess my "Come On Now" after watching the show and being a part of the show, give me some searchability on that Google map, please. Google, if you're listening, please give us a little bit of searchability on the map. Now, I'm going to open up to you because you got lots of stuff that you do with Google Photos. What's one of your favorite? I can't say your favorite, but one of your favorite.
Yeah. There's a lot. But I do think my number one is to save metadata changes to the EXIF information on the photo, not just in the Google Photos database. Make it so that the photo keeps whatever changes. So come on, Google.
That's right.
Save the changes to the metadata.
Yeah. And I say I'd really like to be able to search albums.
You mean search within albums?
No, to search for
albums.
Search for specific albums. When you want to add a picture to an album and you have the photo and you say, okay, click add to album. Now you have to start looking through all the albums if it's not one of the most recent ones.
Valid point. And you guys have tons of albums. Come on now. That's what I love that.
Come on now.
Come on, man.
Give us a search. We've been promised this. I personally have been promised this by the Google Photos team since 2016.
I think they may lie to her.
Search while adding a photo to albums.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There you go. And before we head to, we always invite all of our community members into a Backstage Pass, which we'll invite you guys because you are members too. And I appreciate you guys being members. I always do this. This is the new thing that I do at the end. And I have Chris will get prepared for this, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on screen. This is send feedback. He's going to show you how to send feedback in Google Photos on an iPhone, on an Android, and hopefully maybe a computer. And that'd be great. All right, here we go.
Sure.
So let's get right to it.
Okay. You doing something first?
Hang on. No, I was going to,
Okay.
you want me to, I was going to show on the computer. Except I lost my page. All right. I'm going to go ahead and present that. And then I'm going to let you do the iPhone and Android if you'll show that. But I'm going to go ahead and do mine first real quick. I'm going to do share my screen down at the bottom here. And this is a picture of my Google Photos on a computer. Let me get to that. There we go. This is on my computer. So yeah. Now up at the top here, there's a little section. It says right there's it has a little question mark. It says help and feedback. This is where if you have a suggestion or an idea, you can send feedback. There's a little blue section down here that says feedback. It might be a different color on your computer, but when I hit that, now I'm ready to send feedback. One thing that's kind of nice too is may we email you for more information on updates. You can click that as well. I always add that. I would love for them to email me because I'll give them more feedback while I got them. So that's what I do on the computer. That's on the computer side. So let's go over to you guys and I'm going to let you show us Chris on the devices.
Okay. This one is the Android, but they both work. I love it when it works the same on Android and iPhone. Doesn't always.
Cross your fingers, I know.
Yeah, but this one does. If I go into Google Photos, you'll find help and feedback under what I call the account button. It'll be your little face or your initials in the upper right-hand corner. And down at the bottom, there is help and feedback. And you can search help first, or you can just go straight to send feedback. So we want everybody to go in here and send feedback saying we want search when adding photos to albums.
Everyone do that right now.
Right now. And or
though that's a good
one. And then they want device logs, and that's fine, I think. If you want them to make something happen, then have them
give them everything they want.
Give them everything they want. Although this is actually a feature request, so it really doesn't need device logs. So feedback and send feedback and suggest an idea. There we go. Suggest an idea and let us search when adding a photo to an album. And go. All right. And on the iPhone, it's the same thing. You want me to move the phone over? Or?
Yeah.
On iPhone, Google Photos, account button.
Up at the top. Nice.
Help and feedback.
Great.
And yeah, this is great, Michael. Everybody everybody should do this. Now, this is one thing that I've never understood though. Screenshot. How do I take a screenshot of something that's not of the problem when I had to go to help and feedback to anyway? I've never figured out sending the screenshot along with it, but I'll just go to, you have to type in here. So give us search when adding photos to albums and send it.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Fantastic. One last that's right. One last screen share that I'm going to do. One thing that Google does that's different than other companies when you send feedback, which is really nice, is you can actually, this is super cool too, it will allow you to go check your feedback. You can go see all the things that you've left feedback on. So it's a thing that shows a report. I will put the link into the chat over here so you can go see your Google feedback. Really super cool. I love to do that. I a lot of times I just copy and paste from there because it's just, I have the same issue and I just
same feedback.
I want to get the same feedback.
Yeah, we should tell people, we should set their expectations. You know, just because you send feedback does not mean you're going to get a response. In fact, you will not get a response. And will it happen? I mean, I say I've been asking this same thing since 2017, but apparently not enough other people have been asking the same thing.
It's only if enough people ask.
They do look at the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Especially from Michael.
I don't know if they do anymore, but
they do look at the feedback.
They do.
But there has to be a lot of it on one particular topic for them to do anything about it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I just added that link. This will show you yours. So I put the link out there. It's google.com/tools/feedback/reports, and that will show you yours specific. So you put that link in, it will show you, if you've given feedback, it will show you yours. That is a tip for you guys out there. I like to turn these into some kind of tips as well. But yes, and thank you. I appreciate that, because I think it's important. And you guys know this as well, being members and stuff. I always mention feedback and all that kind of stuff. They give us an opportunity to do that. Take advantage of it. That's all I say. Let's take advantage of it. Right. Appreciate you guys coming on. You guys are amazing. I love having you on every single time. We always have fun, and we always this time I didn't get something to stump you or anything. I think you got everything right. No. If you guys don't know about Geeks on Tour, you need to go check them out. Yeah, check out their YouTube channel. Check out all that stuff. They're on Facebook. They're all over the place. So yes, and most of you probably have, but if you haven't, be sure to check them out, because they're so worth it. You guys have helped me many, many times, and I appreciate you guys being a part of my community as well. That means a lot to me. I'm going to go ahead and take us on out. Anybody that is a member, please come in and join us in the Backstage Pass. You guys will be given that same opportunity. We will see you then. Thank you so much for coming on, taking time out of your day and doing that for me. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Bye all. Take care.